Hello there, how are you? Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. If you are new here, welcome. If you are not new, welcome back. We hang out every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. On Sunday, we hang out and do random things. Wednesdays are dedicated to all things beauty, and Fridays, we unbox subscription boxes and go through shopping hauls. If any or all of that sounds like something you would like to see more of, make sure you click that subscribe button before you leave here today. That way you won't miss another upload. Today's video is going to be a little different. I feel like I say that every Sunday. To be honest, Sunday's videos are kind of a mixed bag because I would really like Sunday's videos to be sort of vloggy style videos. So that is sort of the lane that I'm trying to merge my car into right now. So today I'm going to attempt to combine two of my favorite loves, which is makeup and painting, and I'm going to try to make eyeshadow paint. Or rather, I'm going to try to make paint out of eyeshadow. So I am going to be using the Modern Renaissance from Anastasia Beverly Hill palette today in order to try to create paint. And the reason that I am doing this, if you are a makeup lover out there and you're watching this video, I'm not just destroying a palette. As you can see, it has been loved quite a lot. One of the oldest eyeshadow palettes in my collection, and it's just lost that oomph. In all honesty, I think it expired. Like, in general, it applies well, but then like 10 minutes later, it just sort of like starts running almost, which is not, if you're not a makeup person, that's not what an eyeshadow palette is supposed to do. And so instead of just chucking it, I am trying to repurpose this as many ways as I can. I've already made nail polish out of some of the shades in this eyeshadow palette. If you want to see that video, I will link it down below so you can check it out after today's video. And I thought, what the hey, let me make paint out of it. So I'm going to be mixing this eyeshadow with some regular gel gloss that I purchased a while back for another project. So I'm going to attempt to paint with this today. Not really sure how it's going to turn out. If you have made your own paints before, whether it's out of makeup or out of some other product, let me know that in the comments down below. And if you have any tips for me in the future as far as like making my own paints, etc., let me know that in the comments down below as well. I am usually a charcoal pastel artist who does also work in acrylics and watercolor. So I am so excited. Let's see how this turns out. Color story of this palette, I'll insert a clip right now of what this looks like whenever it's full. But this color story was actually based upon the colors that were used in Renaissance painting. So, and being an art lover as well as a makeup lover, I definitely always loved that fact about this palette. So the first thing I guess is actually getting the pigment out of here. And for that, I'm just going to be using some bookmarks to chop the pigment up with. I would like Real Gar right here to be the archway color. So, oh my gosh, this is killing me. All right. Okay, this is kind of satisfying. With a clean palette knife, do some mixing. I don't know why I didn't think this would actually work. I'm stunned. I do always pre-sketch things. So I'll take that and go in right here to that arch. I have a full-size easel and then a table-sized easel. Perfect. But nothing that's this small. Oh my, that's going on beautifully. Very smooth. So this is almost done. What I like to do with all of my paintings right before I'm done is to go in with a black paint and sort of do outlines here and there. Whenever I was pulling this palette, I remembered that there is no black in this particular ABH palette, so I'm going to have to cheat a little bit and use a pre-made black paint. I'm going to do that and come back once I am done. So the last we saw each other, I was going to put some pre-made acrylic black paint on here, and I just let it dry because I thought, well, there's no use coming and trying to show it to you whenever it's wet, because on canvases what I like to do is I always like to outline. I'm not sure if you noticed, but my sketch didn't go to the end of the canvas. So what I like to do, I always like to create its own little frame, whether it be with black or gold or something like that, just because, I don't know, I just find it looks better. But this is the end result once it was all dried. It's not my favorite thing I've painted. And this is probably like a my thing. I probably should not have gone in and done something like this. I am usually more of an abstracty, messy sort of painter. But whenever I do paint, I mean, this does look typical of whenever I do paint actual scenes. It is more of that like kind of swirly, messy look. So the messiness of this is definitely not because of the eyeshadow paint. It's very brown. That's another thing that is different to what I normally paint. Usually I like to use bright, bold colors, or if they're muted, like a whole like color story. This is brown. This is very brown, which, I mean, in all honesty, the shadows that I used that were left were on the browner side, but it's brown. I'm trying with sincerity this year. One of my goals was to do art more, but also just like to silence my inner critic more, because I don't know if you're like this, but this is like what goes on in my head all the time. 95% is after I've done anything, whether it's art or like or cooking or these videos or even like work, after I'm done with it, my inner critic goes, oh, that's shit. The other 5% of my brain is constantly worrying and overthinking every decision I've made. It is exhausting. So I'm trying to silence that inner critic. So every time that my inner critic says, oh, that's garbage, I make myself say something more positive. So positive, it fits the season. So it has an autumn vibe to it. So, I mean, that's good. As far as the actual paint was concerned, because I know that I stopped after I made the first batch. I really stopped speaking through the process. That I was really impressed that this made such pigmented paint. I guess because it stopped being really pigmented on the eye, I just thought that the color was completely done. I'm glad that I found yet another use for this so that these pigments don't just wind up in the garbage. I thought it was extremely easy to make this. I would be interested to see what would happen if I were to add, instead of like a heavy-bodied acrylic medium, what would happen if I'd add some sort of oil base to it to make sort of oil paint-esque sort of things, or even like really water it down some way that I could make watercolor out of this. I would be really interested to see how that worked. Some of the colors I found were a little grainy. I'm not exactly sure if it's because I didn't mix them well enough, or if it was just that the powder is starting to kind of deteriorate. And then the rest I sort of found a little patchy, if that makes sense. Like it was almost everything needed 2 coats for it to really show through once it was actually dried down. But overall, I was really impressed with the paint that came out of these 2 items. I am very interested to dig around in some other makeup and make some more paint. Like I said in the introduction, let me know in the comments down below if you've made your own paint. If you have, whether it be out of just regular pigment or out of eyeshadow or other makeup, or this is sort of an inspiration and you're going to do this in the future, let me know in the comments down below. If you film a video, tag me in that video because I would love to watch it. That is it for me today. Now is the time that you can let me know how you liked today's video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Give it a thumbs down if you did not. Let me know if you would like to see more painting sort of videos and more artsy sort of videos. And as always, if you know somebody who would enjoy seeing this video, make sure you share this out with them. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your day with me. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye.